Have you ever stopped to consider that we might be living based on a few flawed ideas? There's a way of seeing the world, discovered thousands of years ago, that is so direct and simple, it can completely shift your perception. In this video, we'll explore 9 of these ideas. Think of them as invitations to pause and look at life through a different window, one that might reveal a calmer, clearer horizon. You are not a stone. You're a river. We have a habit of thinking of ourselves as something fixed. This is just who I am, or I've always been this way. The truth is, you aren't the same person you were yesterday, or even a minute ago. The reality is that we are a continuous process. Just like a river that never holds the same water, we are always changing. Your thoughts, feelings, and even the cells in your body are in constant renewal. Accepting this fluidity is an act of liberation. It allows you to let go of the person you were yesterday and opens up space for the person you can become in each new moment, with more lightness and less self-judgment. Life has a background noise. Have you ever felt, even on a good day, a slight restlessness deep down? A feeling that something is missing, or that your happiness is fragile? This has a name: dukkha. It's the friction we feel from living in an impermanent world, where everything we love will one day change or end. It's the subtle anxiety that comes with joy, the fear that it will end. We get so attached to the good moments that the fear of losing them creates its own low-grade stress. Recognizing this universal condition allows us to stop the frantic chase for a perfect, unshakable happiness, and instead begin to cultivate a peace that can coexist with life's imperfections. Sand will always slip through your fingers. We spend our lives trying to build solid castles, a stable job, a perfect relationship, a secure routine. We are building it all on ground that is constantly shifting. The fundamental nature of everything is change. It's an eternal process. Trying to keep things frozen in time is the source of so much of our anxiety. The invitation here is to learn to dance to the music of impermanence. By moving with the flow, we find beauty in the transient nature of each moment, knowing it's precious precisely because it won't last forever. Everything is like sand slipping through your fingers. Everything is connected. Think about your coffee cup. It seems like a single solid thing. For it to exist, however, it needed the clay, the water, the fire, the artisan who shaped it, the farmer who grew the coffee, and the sun and rain that made it grow. The cup, on its own, doesn't exist. It's the result of the entire universe working together. It's the same with us. You are not an isolated island. You depend on the air the trees produce, the food the earth provides, and the knowledge passed down through generations. Your own identity is a reflection of the people you've loved, the places you've lived, and the collective human story that flows through you. Understanding this on a deep level dissolves the feeling of loneliness. Loneliness comes from the illusion of separation. When we realize we are a temporary expression of an interconnected whole, the feeling of isolation gives way to a deep sense of belonging to the fabric of life. Intention is the seed of everything. Think of your mind as a garden. Every intention you have is a seed. Every action is preceded by an intention, and that intention is like a seed planted in the soil of your consciousness. If you plant seeds of anger, criticism, or envy, what will grow are weeds that choke your peace. If you plant seeds of kindness, patience, and generosity toward others and yourself, what flourishes is tranquility. Your future isn't set in stone. You are shaping it with the intentions you hold right now. This principle acts as the natural law of your own garden, and you are the gardener. Pain and the mind's narrative. In life, painful events are unavoidable. We all face loss, disappointment, and challenges. That is pain, the event itself. Suffering arises from the narrative our mind builds around that event. The guilt, the resentment, the self-criticism, the fear. Our mind is a relentless storyteller. Suffering deepens when we get attached to these narratives. The practice is to tend to the initial wound with compassion, learning to observe the story the mind creates about it, and reacting to the pain without getting attached to a story of suffering. Imagine you spill coffee on your shirt in the morning. That's the event. Notice that the real suffering arises from the story your mind tells next. What a mess. Now my day is ruined. I'm going to be late. The first event, the coffee, is a fact. The second, our reaction, is optional. Most of our stress comes from the second layer, our overreaction to small things. The good news is we can train our minds to simply say, okay, coffee spilled. I'll clean it up and move on. The cycle of our automatic reactions. Watch yourself for a day. A comment irritates you. A piece of news worries you. A craving pulls your attention away. We move through life reacting over and over to the same small triggers. Each reaction feeds the next, keeping us caught in a quiet loop of repetition. When something triggers you, try not to react right away. Pause for a moment and notice what's happening inside. Ask yourself, why am I feeling this? That simple question helps your mind slow down and see things more clearly. You start to recognize what belongs to the moment and what comes from old habits or fears. And when you understand that difference, your reactions lose their power, leaving space for a calmer, more intentional response. Awakening is like turning on a light. Many people think of awakening as becoming a perfect superhuman. A simpler way to see it is to imagine you've spent your whole life in a dark room, stumbling over furniture. Awakening is like finding the switch and turning on the light. Awakening, then, is this process of uncovering, of removing the layers of fear, limiting beliefs, and conditioning that obscure our clarity. Peace and self-wisdom are already present. They are not something you need to acquire. You just need to stop, breathe, and turn on the light of your own awareness to see what has always been there. Because when we illuminate things, we become aware that they exist, and that is the first step toward a life with more light. You can't pour from an empty cup. It's a noble thing to want to be kind and compassionate to others. If your own internal cup is empty, what will you have to offer? Many of us were taught to be our own harshest critics, believing it pushes us to be better. This constant criticism drains our energy and undermines our resilience. To genuinely offer support and kindness to others, we must first nourish our inner world. Self-compassion is the radical act of treating yourself with the same kindness you would offer a dear friend in need. It is the foundation. When we establish a base of warmth and acceptance for ourselves, our ability to connect with and care for others flourishes authentically and inexhaustibly. So, it's important to fill your own cup so that your kindness can genuinely overflow to others. We've talked about ideas that invite us on an inner journey. Although these are deep concepts, we've touched on them briefly, just to introduce you to a healthier way of thinking. Speaking of which, was there one that you're more interested in learning about? Share it in the comments. Your perspective is incredibly valuable. The freedom we seek is found by understanding our world in here, by understanding the nature of our own mind and reality. We can find a source of peace that doesn't depend on external circumstances. The real transformation happens when we stop fighting with life and start observing it with curiosity and acceptance.